It's big, it's bright, and it's back. It's the FIBA 3x3 World Tour Final in Abu Dhabi. Coming up, Chicago's Mr. Everything. We talk to the gifted, determined, and always smiling World Tour star Mike Henry. Marco Savage lives in the shadows, and he may be 3x3's best kept secret. We'll tell you why. And of course, the best teams go after the biggest prize of the year, $30,000, and of course the year-long bragging rights that go with winning the World Tour Final in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi hosts a sporting event that has its roots in the parks and streets. A game played on a half court with one hoop over a 10-minute period with 12-second shot clocks and a first team to 21-point winner. It's fun, it's urban, and it's street smart in the capital of the United Arab Emirates. Novi Sad Al Wada began their quest for a third straight World Tour title with a 16-10 win over St. Petersburg in Group A, with 6 points coming from the #1 3x3 player in the world, Dusan Bulut. Belgrade then eliminated St. Petersburg with a 10-8 nail-biter to set up a battle for first place. Novi Sad then beat Belgrade 17-14, and Marco Savage had the play of the game. He split the defense with a beautiful bounce pass. Marco Zero made the crib and propelled the top seeds to victory and first place. Ljubljana's Yasmin Hercegovac tore apart Chicago in the first game in Group B. The top scorer and MVP of the 2016 Prague Masters hit some bombs and scored 9 points in a 20-16 win. Now, the game that made jaws drop was Chicago's 21-14 victory over Sao Paulo, DC. Soriani shot the Brazilians into an early lead, but Mike Henry came to the rescue for the boys from Chi-Town with 12 huge points. Stefan Hanna and Alfonso McKinney hooked up for the play of the game. The Fonz took flight, got a hold of Hanakana's alley-oop, and threw that thing down like only he can. Hercegovac turned in another gallant effort with 9 points as Ljubljana edged Sao Paulo, DC 19-18 to seal first place. An incredible game took place in Pool C. Amamatsu looked dead in the water, but Enderbir Gil was the hero, hitting a crucial shot from beyond the arc with 10 seconds remaining. It was his third two-pointer of the game. He finished with 12 points as the Japanese team won 19-18. Amamatsu then clinched first place with a big victory over Gdansk of Poland. One of the plays that sealed it came from Amjad Singh, who rejected 2 shots in a row before scoring on a baseline drive. Biran beat Gdansk 21-13 to clinch second place. They poured in 14 points from long range. The Slovenians were shooting like a camera crew. Caguas raised eyebrows on day one. Puerto Ricans first traded blows with Saskatoon. Gilberto Clavel, wearing goggles looking like Horace Grant, repeatedly put the ball on the deck and drove to the hoop. He and Luis Hernandez made big plays as Caguas won 21-13. They next played Crani in a real thriller. Jonathan Garcia stole the show for Caguas. He buried 3 straight 2 balls in one stretch. Garcia's biggest shot, though, came when he got a little hang time on a drive and scored to win the game.
Look at the finish here. Double clutch, what touch. Beautiful.
The last clash saw Crani eliminate Saskatoon with a 21-13 victory. Boris Yerzin led a balanced attack with 7 points. More times than not, when you see Mike Henry in a Team USA or Team Chicago jersey in 3x3 basketball, dude's smiling. And guess what? If you were him, you'd be smiling too. The 23-year-old America's Masters MVP's got the skills to pay the bills.
The smile is just a defense mechanism because I just do it so naturally. But I mean, some people take it as offense, some people like it, you know. The only time people don't like it is when they're playing against me.
If the opposing fans aren't grinning when they watch Henry on the court, they're certainly wide-eyed with excitement and anticipation because of his huge talent. Some of his moves are almost unstoppable.
I love to say that I get buckets. I think that should be my new nickname, get buckets. Buckets. Michael Buckets Henry, but I know I like to shoot the twos. I like to shoot the mid-range. I like to post up, you know. I like to dunk on people. That might be my favorite one.
Henry's just 23, but he's played the game for a long time. He says one of the reasons he's worked so hard to become such a good player was to shut out his detractors. Doubters fueled his desire to be great, and that he was when he played college ball for the DePaul Blue Demons.
Just wanted to prove everybody wrong, though, because when I first started, you know, people were like, yeah, he's not that good, he won't be that good, and they were always comparing me to, like, the top players, and I wasn't on that level at the time, but as I continued to work there and I got better and I surpassed all the players that were in front of me, so, I mean, it's always self-motivation.
So what are we to make of Henry and his start to 3x3? His Chicago and USA teams had a combined 28 wins in as many games to start, something that made them feel almost invincible. The run of perfection came to an end, though, when Serbia, which is the same team as Novi Sad Al-Wada at the World Tour, beat his USA side in the final of the 3x3 World Championships in Guangzhou. A real eye-opener.
Now being 28-1, you know, we kind of have to rethink and regroup our aspect of the game, and we want to play every player, every team the same way, aggressively, and try to exploit their weaknesses so we can get the win up, and I think it's a great builder for us.
Now know this, Mike Buckets Henry is not in 3x3 basketball for the short term, but rather for the long term. He wants to make a mark for Chicago and for the United States, and he also wants to earn the respect of all the players and fans like another famous Chicagoan once did.
I wanted to be like Mike. I wanted to flap through the air and shoot twos and the threes and fadeaways. I want to be like Mike with the Y, man, not Mike with the I.
Cronny got off to a pretty good start in the first quarterfinal against Novi Sad Al-Wada, but were not able to keep it up against the defending champions. Marco Savage drove the baseline untouched from the left corner for an easy bucket. He also showed off his sweet touch from the perimeter. Novi Sad Al-Wada never had to get out of third gear. On one classy move, Dushan Bullet, aka Mr. Bulletproof, dribbled into the paint, threw it in spin cycle, and put the ball in for an easy score. Novi Sad Al-Wada cruised to the win.
I think we are just better team than them. If we play with energy and hustling defense, we can beat them anytime.
Unbeaten in the first round, Amamatsu squared off against Chicago in the second quarterfinal, and what a game it turned out to be. Bikramjit Gill handled the ball well, getting into the lane to draw the double team, and then laid it in off the glass for the easy score. For Chicago, Mike Henry showed off his bunnies on a crazy alley-oop where he threw it down with one hand from Stefan Hanna. Mr. Buckets also did it on defense. Amamatsu punished Chicago repeatedly by passing out of double teams to get easy baskets, and it was them that went on to win it 21-16, shocking the boys from Chi-Town.
We learned a lot from the World Tour, which we lost. So I'll thank my team for trusting on me and helping me win the team.
In an all-Slovenian third quarterfinal, Ljubljana took on Piran, whose Gaspar Obnik had a slick move on the perimeter. He dribbled between his legs, then blew right past Alice Kunc for the layup. But Jasmin Hercegovac once again had the hot hand. I mean, he was blazing from long range as his team won the clash.
Honestly, difference was that we were concentrated all game, and I think that willingness, that concentration prevailed on this game.
Caguas and Belgrade met in the last quarterfinal. One move by Belgrade's Dragan Bjelica almost left me speechless. Bjelica disintegrated Jonathan Garcia's ankles and left him on his bottom. Garcia didn't stay down though. He showed that he could absorb contact and still scored the bucket for his team. The man that came up with the big plays for Team Caguas at the end though was Garcia's teammate, Luis Pelacoco Hernandez. On the most important play, he had the winning basket of the game as Caguas prevailed 21-17.
Before we came in, we knew we haven't played in Europe that much 2-3. So we now really confident. We beat two tough teams in the first round. We beat a tough team, but Belgrade plays really hard. So we're ready.
Some players at the 3x3 World Tour Final are automatic from beyond the arc. Several were on display in the shootout contest, and 4 reached the final. Sao Paulo's Leandro Lima, Novi Sad Alwada's Dusan Bullet, Gdansk's Marcin Chudy, and St. Petersburg's Maxim Zimarin. After Lima and Bullet shot, it was tighter than aerobics clothes. Each had 8 points, but the next man up proved to be the best man up. Chudy needed 2 from the final rack to take the lead, and he pulled it off, knocking down not 1, but 2 from the 3x3 logo to pass Bullet and Lima with 9 points to win it. The dunk contest at the World Tour Final had a great blend of hops, imagination, and of course power. In the end, it was professionals Doug Anderson and Vadim Podobchenko, aka Miller, that wowed the fans. Anderson put his creativity on display, bringing a couple of 3x3 dancers on the floor before jumping over the top of them and almost bringing the rim down. Meantime, Miller went with a double clutch reverse smash on his first dunk while jumping over the top of a pretty bold helper. The Ukrainian got so high, he almost hit his head on the rim, literally. On his second attempt, Miller went off the bounce and did a reverse two-handed smash that made you do the Macaulay Culkin Home Alone face. Anderson responded and raised some eyebrows when he went off the bounce and threw the legs before, of course, assaulting the rim with unmatched power. Miller was just as nasty on his next move when he included a 360 with it. It just got even better. Anderson put his whole forearm in the rim, but he couldn't bag the dunk contest because Miller was just too incredible. He sealed his place in World Tour Final dunking lore when he jumped over 2 dudes on a motorcycle and slammed it backwards with both hands.
Getting higher than Wiz and Snoop, and that's hard to do.
It was indeed Miller time as he collected the 2 G's for the win.
This biggest win in my life. It's greatest place and greatest challenge, and I did it. I am first.
There were numerous reasons why Novi Sad Alwada showed up at the FIBA 3x3 World Tour Final in Abu Dhabi as the team to beat. One of the most important goes by the name of Marco Savage. Though he doesn't have an eye-catching nickname like Bulletproof, which belongs to his teammate, and while he's not the same sort of celebrity, Savage, the world's second-ranked player behind Bullet, is crucial to the defending champion's success.
I like to attack from shadow, you know. I don't like to be in the spotlight. It's something in the character, you know. I just like to play for the team, and I think that's the best way. When I was playing professional basketball, I had one coach that said that if you score, it makes only you happy, but if you assist, it makes 2 men happy. So for me, that's the basketball, and that's the 3x3, you know. And if I could make my teammates score, if they get good position, I was always to pass the ball instead of shoot.
There is an unmistakable brilliance to Savage's game. He is a pass master. It's no wonder that Dejan Majstorovic and Bullet often have big scoring games.
When Dusan and Dejan look at me, they exactly know when I wanted to pass the ball and they make it easy to me, you know. We don't communicate, so I will pass to you. It's something that we have with our contacts, eye contact or I don't know.
Everyone would probably agree that no side has had the mental toughness that Novi Sad Al-Wata has had en route to racking up numerous wins on the 3x3 tour.
Not just in this sport, in everything that you do in your life, the character decides are you gonna succeed or not, you know, and everybody was asking how they guys don't look so big or something skilled, but at the end of the day, we are the best team in the world because we had that character, that heart, and in the tough situation, we play as a team, and I think that's our biggest quality.
Amamatsu had already beaten one highly rated team in Team Chicago, but the ultimate test was next. A semifinal against defending champs Novi Sad Al-Wata, a team that had recently won the World Championships while playing against Serbia. And they didn't back down against them either. When Shihiro Ikeda snuck inside on a drive and scored over Sub-Zero, Amamatsu led the game 5-0. Alarm bells then started ringing in Serbia when Amjad Singh tracked down Dusan Bullet from behind and pinned his layup against the glass. Bikramjit Gill also joined the SWAT party when he rejected Marco Savage inside with Amamatsu leading 13-10. Novi Sad Al-Wata usually beat teams with their passing, but Amamatsu had the pass masters on lock in this one. Enderbir Gill split the defense with a bounce pass between Savage's legs to Bikramjit for a layup and a 16-13 lead. When Bikramjit went back-to-back from beyond the arc, Amamatsu had pulled off the stunner. They beat the two-time defending champs 21-14, and they were headed to the World Tour Final.
Man, I feel good, but it's not over yet. We still got one more game. Novi Sad is a great team. We knew we kind of had to play a perfect game to beat them, and I think we came pretty close to that.
Ljubljana met Caguas in another battle of hot teams, which of course gave the hot hand Jasmin Hercegovac another chance to show off his flamethrower, but not only that, his inside game as well. The veteran provided a steady supply of points as Ljubljana stretched the lead to 7, and then, with his back-to-back 2 balls, they extended the lead to 13-4. Caguas, however, did make things interesting. 2 straight Garcia passes to Pela Coco inside cut the deficit to 15-11. Then Gilberto Clavel gave the up fake and went in for the jam, cutting Ljubljana's lead to just 2 points with a $1:39 left. But Ljubljana, who got 13 points from Hercegovac, pulled away for a 22-15 win to reach the final.
I think we deserve it because we played through the whole game, concentrated and focused to think what we want to achieve this.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. The World Tour Final could not happen without them. The players, the fans, the MC, the DJ, the staff, and all the volunteers. But the most important person of them all is me, Montgomery. Kyle Montgomery.
Now, just in case you thought I was commenting the games from my studio in LA, let me bring you to the best seat in the entire arena. Come on.
Welcome to my 3x3 home. This is where all the magic happens, right here. I got the best seat in the house, right up on the court, as you can see. You guys think that I'm coming up with all these catchphrases and stuff off the top of my head. I make sure I keep backup just in case I forget a hotline that I want to use. So I got notes on all the players. All of my preparation happens right here. This button right here is when I need to turn the mic off to either cough or curse. But of course I don't curse, so mainly just cough.
Now, I've covered a lot of basketball events, including the NBA. But since my 3x3 debut last year, I've been blown away by this game and the mixture of non-stop music, the outdoor venues, and spectacular plays.
I gotta admit, being this close to the action, sometimes it's hard for me to stay in my seat, especially during the dunk contest or a crazy game.
Doug Anderson. Kelly Bundy hops just done.
You see what I'm talking about?
We love 3-on-3. Unbelievable, Kyle.
Unbelievable.
I've been waiting for this final for the last 3 months, and it definitely lived up to the hype.
I can't even put into words what we've seen so far here in the World Tour Final in Abu Dhabi 2016. Upset is not even the word. So Novi Sad Al Wada, they're done. Team Chicago, another favorite, they're done. Ljubljana and Amamatsu will go toe-to-toe in the final. There aren't 2 more teams that are more deserving than these 2. I can't wait. My voice is leaving, but I'm gonna scream until it's gone. I don't even care.
The final saw the giant-killing Amamatsu go up against the 2013 champions Ljubljana. The Japanese team had shown a lot of savvy to this point. They had thrived on drawing double teams, then passing it out to the open man. The talented Bikramjit Gill was able to catch one in the paint against Ljubljana, then spin before getting in for the hoop. But Ljubljana played like the team of destiny. They locked in on defense after that. While on offense, they continued their red-hot shooting and rode it to glory. Yasmin Hercegovac put an exclamation mark on an amazing World Tour final that saw him score 50 points in 5 games. He drained 4 deuces and had a game-high 11 points. Tomo Chajic, a great fit for Ljubljana since joining last year, also knocked down 1 from long range and had 5 points. The Birdman, Blas Schreiner, the former world #1 and the tallest man in the tournament at 2.16 meters, was menacing under the basket. Alice Kuntz also contributed, scoring 4 points as Ljubljana ended the dream run of Amamatsu with a 21-12 W.
Hercegovac, another one for the game, and that's it. Hotter than a fever was Hercegovac as Ljubljana does it again as they did in 2013. Your 2016 World Tour Final winners here in Abu Dhabi.
We're going to come back stronger, look at a game plan, and just come back.
Hercegovac scooped the honor for MVP, no big surprise there.
2013 seems really like a long time ago, but this year we showed that we are back, and we are back.
Hercegovac and his teammates left Abu Dhabi the winners, holding a check of $30,000. Now, you've seen a lot of great plays in Abu Dhabi, but none better than these top 5. You ready? Here we go. Number 5. With the game on the line, the fearless Jonathan Garcia says, you know what? I'm gonna go 1-on-3 like an old school Bruce Lee movie and get buckets. For the game though, that's clutch. Number 4, Alice Kuntz, a wise man. Let me tell you, the Ljubljana veteran understood that when Mike Henry's coming to the cup, you might want to move out of the way. Number 3, Henry goes back-to-back like my man Drake, this time finishing high altitude style on the alley-oop, looking like the other jump man from Chi-Town, huh? Number 2, Team Chicago continued their generous contribution to the top 5 with a monster alley-oop courtesy of none other than Alfonso McKinney. And the number 1 play at the World Tour Final was nastier than a cold dinner. This is why they call Dragon Bjelica Mr. Crossover in Serbia. We'd like to call this an ankle breaker, but at this point, I think his knees and back might be broke too. Oh my goodness.
So this is just part of the reason why 3x3 basketball, to me, is the best kept secret in basketball. I've been screaming the entire tournament long. The fans here in Abu Dhabi have been unbelievable. And to see Team Ljubljana with Jasmine Hrstovac locked and loaded, the ice-cold water running through his veins, getting the job done, I couldn't ask for a better first World Tour final. So this is what you get here in Abu Dhabi. 3x3 basketball at its best on the biggest stage. Kyle Montgomery signing off for one of my favorite places to be. I'll catch you next year. Peace out.